Mike, I saw your timeline just blowing up with with the whole gay marriage and all that stuff. And I know you guys support no hate and all that. What was your thoughts on that day with those people you were going back and forth with?
My thoughts on that day, I think I said to Maria actually, was that ignorance is bliss, because the people that were responding to me were so ignorant and they had no idea what they're talking about. The whole gay marriage and gay rights is near and dear to me because one of my best friends is gay, and I just think I'm a huge history buff, and I'm huge into the civil rights movement. I'm a huge Martin Luther King fan, and for our country to be going through something similar with gay rights and gay marriage, to me it seems so ignorant. And the fact that I live in this country and I love this country, but sometimes I hate the fact that I live here because the people here can be so dumb and so uneducated. And to listen to them say that when all I do is post a picture of supporting gay marriage, and they have to bombard my Twitter with the fact that they disapprove of it. I'm not preaching this on anyone. I'm telling people where I stand, and the fact that people attack me for that really just drove me nuts. And like I said, it just made me believe that ignorance is truly bliss.
All right, from the 408, you were on the line with the Prodigy and Maria.
Hey there, guys. How's it going?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm a bit tired because here in England it's like 20 to 2 in the morning. But I had to call in because a few weeks ago Mark Madden made comments about ROH, saying how there's no stars in that company. Now, as a fan, I find him to be stupid and out of touch. I want to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Again, I think I need to stop talking so much on Twitter. But again, that's another thing that really struck a nerve with me, to sit there and say there's no stars, because I believe back in the days when Punk and Joe and Nigel and Brian were all in Ring of Honor, people were saying they were nobodies and they were never going to be stars. And I believe Mark Madden specifically said that Daniel Bryan couldn't draw money if you dipped him in glue and dragged him through a bank. So, and then the fact that now he's on top of the WWE, it's like, I don't really get it. And to say that there's no stars, yeah, he said there's no CM Punk and there's no Samoa Joe, and he's absolutely right. Those guys are on to bigger and better things. But there's Kevin Steens, and there's Mike Bennett, and there's Eddie Edwards, and there's Davey Richards, and we're setting a whole new era of wrestling, and we're building a company that CM Punk and Samoa Joe helped set a base for, and now we have a bigger stage to perform on. So it really did strike a nerve. And the fact that they said we have no stars, and Maria is in the company, and Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas and Jay Lethal, it was just really a slap in the face, and it just seemed to me had no base to what he said.
Sometimes I think it's funny. I think people should go back and read timelines from the 2004 and 2005 era of Ring of Honor. At that time, they criticized every match, every move a guy did, every character, every guy there. And now people are saying that's the golden era. Just like years from now, they're going to say now's the golden era of Ring of Honor. It's just how it goes. People like to complain. But what they're seeing on television right now is better than it's ever been.
Building stars, and that's the point, is that stars are being built in Ring of Honor every single day. And they'll be saying the same thing about us that they said about Punk and Joe and Brian a few years from now.
And as a fan, I fully agree. I think, Mike, you will be a star one day in the E or TNA. Maria, you are already a star, but I'm pretty sure one day you'll be back there very soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And we spoke to Maria before you came on about her basically transition to the world of professional wrestling. What about yourself? Were you also a big fan? How did you come into this crazy world?
Well, I was a fan when I was like 5 years old, and I used to wrestle with my best friend Eli in his basement. We wrestled the little wrestle dolls. He was Hogan and I was Warrior. Or it might have been the other way around. I'm not really sure. But and then I stopped watching until I was like 13 or 14, and then I got hooked in the Attitude Era. And it was just one of those things where I knew I was going to do it. I said, this is what I'm going to do regardless. it's something like I felt I had known I was going to do all along, but I was just trying to put my finger on it. And then I finally did, and I legit, I know it's a storyline in Ring of Honor, but I was trained by Bob Evans. He was my first original trainer, and he trained me, and he's helped me get to places I never thought I could get. And then I started training with Steve Bradley, the Mofo. He was under development contract with WWE back in '98, I believe. He really inspired me to push my game. Bob trained me, and then Steve inspired me. And I've just done a lot of things in wrestling as far as training. I've gone down to OVW and trained with Rip Rogers. And then I came back home to Boston and trained with Spike Dudley. I've done seminars with guys. I'm always and constantly learning. But that was really my big break, was training with Eli in his basement.
All right. And Maria told us, growing up, she was the model. She was sneaking away in the middle of the night doing her contest. Was little Mike Prodigy? Were you always big and jacked? Were you the jock of high school, or did that come afterwards?
Oh God, no! I was not. I always played sports. I've always been an athlete because I love sports, but I was far from the jock. I think when I graduated, I was 150 pounds.
You was little.
I was a little. I didn't start really hitting the gym until my senior year, end of junior year, maybe senior year of high school. But I was still. I was not going to say I was picked on, because I was never really picked on in high school, but I was kind of a wrestling nerd in the fact that my entire high school career I would wear wrestling shirts to school, and everyone would want to see what wrestling shirt I was going to wear. That was but I did play sports. I played basketball and I played soccer. I was always an athlete, but I was far from the jock. I was too far obsessed with wrestling to be a jock or to worry about what was going on in high school.
Were you like a hardcore wrestler fan? You say you're wearing different shirts every day. I mean, were you waiting in the parking lot after shows to get the autographs kind of fan?
No, not to that extent, because believe it or not, I have a very, outside of wrestling, I have a very shy personality, so that wasn't really me. I was obsessed in the sense of I could never miss a Monday night, I couldn't miss a Sunday night heat, I couldn't miss a pay-per-view. If my family was on vacation, I would make sure I was back in the hotel room to watch Monday Night Raw, or to watch Thursday Night SmackDown, or to watch Sunday Night Heat. Whatever show was on, if I couldn't miss it, and if I did, I had to tape it.
All right, fair enough. What are your thoughts on those hardcore fans that know where you're going to be before you know? Is that a good? Is it tone it down, or what's your thoughts on that? Being a star.
I think it's probably different for me than it is Maria. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as it's not dangerous and creepy, I don't have a problem with it. As long as if you're just a fan and you're borderline obsessed and you want to be at every event that I'm at, more power to you. But if you start getting dangerous and creepy, I'm gonna have to go away and be like, all right, dude.
What about you, Maria?
Well, probably the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me was a guy asked me for my socks in the airport when I needed them.
Wait a minute, socks?
My socks! He wanted my socks. Hey, I don't care. To each his own, as long as nobody's getting hurt. I don't care what your fetish is. But I need my socks when I'm in the airport, so please don't ask for my socks.
Duly noted.
There was one guy that literally showed up to every single signing I was at for about 6 months. That was a little creepy. But wow. I don't mind. I mean, if you're a fan, be a fan. I don't care as long as it doesn't get dangerous or hurtful and I'm not frightened. And when I'm at the airport, let me check my bags because I don't want to have to hold my dogs and my bags while I'm trying to sign something. So let me check my bags first and then I'll come over and sign. I don't mind. If it wasn't for the fans, there'd be no show. So I always try and keep that in mind.
You don't want to keep them.
No, I'm going to let these kind folks off the hook here, and I know that you've got the Twitter handles and Facebook and all that for, again, for the stalkers to find you. Where's the best way to get a hold of the Prodigy and the First Lady?
For me, it's my Twitter. I think I check it every 2 seconds. It's at ROH Mike Bennett.
And then mine, And then mine is at Maria L. Kanellis. No, I'm not verified. I don't know if I'm going to get verified. Too many people ask me if I'm going to. But it's Maria L. Kanellis, or my Facebook is official Maria Kanellis. And then you can watch our videos on YouTube at Prodigy Superstar.